Don People's Deadbolt. Let's talk about it. So, man, let's get into why Charleston White and Hassan Campbell are co-public enemy number one to the black community, the black male community, I should say. Now, these dudes got a good habit, man, of making headlines, knowing how to stir up feelings, to get up under your skin about certain issues. But, just watching them, man, over the last few months, I gotta say, man, these dudes is hitting it on the head, and we gotta kind of dig deep into why they deliver it the way that they do. Now, us, right? We glorify celebrities. Let's just keep it 100, right? People who have a platform, people who have been ordained as, rappers, ball players, actors, we worship the ground that they walk on. We ask for autographs and, we support them in every which way. If we see them, we might chase down their car. And I'm talking about grown ass men and women. We excluding the kids right now. You feel me? Because they can only go by what they being taught, right? Now, this right here is the sickening thing about our culture that we don't really discuss. We really don't bring it to the forefront and have these hard dialogues about. So for all these years, this shit went unchecked, right? And nobody, and I'm not saying nobody wasn't voicing their opinion, but their opinion was not getting through. People were still going about it the way they wanted to and wanted, in the whole nine. It took these brothers to kind of go outside the box and, challenge the status quo of delivery. Instead of coming at it from a, hey, I'm older, wiser, I just want to give you game, youngin'. They just tearing the lid off and calling a spade a spade. And they're calling out mostly the over 30 gangbangers and the people who are influencing the culture as far as the celebrities who are leading the whole charge. The kids to the hellfires, as Campbell like to say, right? But before these dudes started hitting them with that raw, people wasn't listening to everybody else talk that talk, about, hey man, we headed for self-destruction. We're leading the youth in the wrong path. And this is how all this different music has been able to evolve because it went unchecked for so long. So now you got these two dudes who are calling out the older rappers, who are calling out, the celebrities and the people of, you feel me, like influence to now start to use their voice. It's sad when you have over 5,000 people, children, becoming victims of gun violence and becoming victims of their circumstance. These type of things right here, we have to check. We have to keep these things in tap. Like, these are not things that, should have been unchecked this long. And, the rappers that were doing it when I was young, right, are still influencing these rappers now. And this is the thing that they're calling out. I mean, I agree with them, man. Once you hit a certain type of age, you got to fall back. You can't still be out here thugging for your set, banging for your set. Most people, when you hitting 30, you got kids already, you got some form of responsibilities. All that stuff should be put out the window. So for all these dudes who are, a certain type of age, still putting in that type of time and that type of energy, these are the dudes, man, that I wonder about. Like, is it like a mental illness, or what is it that makes you want to go so hard? Especially now when you seeing all the homies either in the graveyard or in the jail. So the things that they're calling out, regular folk, melanated kings and queens, they shouldn't feel offended. Because we not out here doing the coonery. You know what I'm saying? We might kick it and have a couple drinks, smoke, go party a little bit, do what we do, but we not out here contributing to the madness, still banging in our 30s and 40s. So they not talking to us. So people who are not in that lifestyle or not leading that lifestyle shouldn't feel offended. And the ones that are, what's the agenda? What is making you continue to perpetuate and not want to ascend? Why do you feel like you have to do what you were doing in your 20s? Why don't you let the young shorties have that, or try to come back and get them some game? Because it's like y'all are getting paid to keep up the madness, to keep up the bullshit, because now we done swept a whole generation away. And it's getting worse, because now the shorties who are coming up now, 14, 15 and up, you know what I'm saying? These shorties are now about to start influencing the other shorties, because all the music and all that stuff is going unchecked. So you putting all this hype and all this death, destruction, murder, mayhem on a black man on your records. And then just the sheer fact, right, of them calling us black, right? That means dead. So we already acknowledging that we are dead people, right? And we out here listening to death music. What is going to be the end result of that? Because the music is now full-fledged in our society. It's affecting our young women. It's affecting our males. When you got kids like this, they coming up, they throwing up sets, and they looking like they ready to put in work at 9, 10 years old, when they should be living their best life, free from the influence of gangs and drugs and all the things that go with it. I think once you hit a certain age, you got to understand that you made mistakes. You got to call yourself out. Like, I called myself out a long time ago, like, man, for all the shit I was doing, the banging and just being ignorant, putting out ignorant content to the world. And, when certain people get to calling you out about it, now you see where you did wrong. And the stuff that I used to do, you look at it, that just opened the door for now what's going on now. So now when the shorties hear, oh, what's your body count? Or I don't want a nigga unless he got some bodies. Or I don't leave without my Glocky. All these different things. Where does this go? This gets marketed right to the shorties, man. And then the shorties running up to you with hammers. And they got bodies. So now you up here, you respecting or got to give respect on that type of time to a dude that's 12 or 13 years old. Back in my day, cuz they used to be able to spank them. You would get spanked by an older dude if you was doing something crazy, and they send you to the house. Now, you touch one of these shorties now, they've been and pulled the blick. So what these two dudes are doing, man, is they're trying to bring it back, I should say. Roll it back. And the only way to do that, man, you got to get aggressive. You got to get angry. You got to talk to these dudes like they trash on the street. You got to make them feel bad for what they did, because we all have some type of part. So that means we all got to give back to trying to clean this shit up. And, I hope it doesn't have to come to a point where we warn with the shorties to try to get them to respect the new code of, hey, man, we going to love each other, as melanated kings and queens. We going to build up our communities. We going to do certain stuff. These are things, man, that we want for our people. And if you want to get in line, hey, man, we all for it. We going to ride together. But if you don't, then you got to get rolled on. You got to get rolled over. Because that's what it's going to end up coming to. Because right now we wiping each other out, either putting each other in the dirt or putting each other behind bars. So when it come time to fight the real war, all our soldiers going to be gone. And then we going to have the Petsy niggas to defend us, because that's basically what it's turning into. Alpha males ain't even respected anymore. They're feared. They're like an extinct species. So we need brothers like this, dog. And even though I know some of the stuff they say really might hit your heart when they tell you to rest in piss, or when they tell you your TV done been turned off, or all these different hateful things, but dog, somebody got to say it to make you understand what you're doing, committing genocide against our own people. So man, my take on it is we need these dudes. And yeah, sometimes it's cool to have a dialogue. Sometimes it's cool for us to, sit back and, have that discussion and be civilized. But sometimes, man, you got to get it in. We got them type of brothers already who are civilized, who will come talk to you and sit down and have a political discussion, don't curse and stuff. We need these type of brothers, man, who going to give it to us raw, who going to let you know what you're doing, who going to let you know how you moving. And both of them have backgrounds in different fields, and that's what I respect. Charleston being a part of outreach and working with youths and, stuff like that. And obviously Hassan Campbell coming from where he came from, the molestation situation, to be able to overcome that and be respected amongst the streets, because niggas like me, we the streets. So, I respect them. Do we agree with everything? Nah. But overall, the respect is there. And back in the day, like he said, people like that would just get clowned. We wouldn't even give them a platform to speak, just due to their situation, because, we were ignorant. Now we understand that what he went through, it was out of his control. You feel me? So now he has a voice. So they both coming from different backgrounds, and then, also Hassan and put in work in the streets. So he can speak from a lot of different perspectives. They both can. But I just think that we have to take the emotion out and understand as people, like, yo, they're not talking to the ones who ain't moving like that. They talking to a Pacific dude. And to be honest with you, man, them dudes, I ain't feeling either. You a certain age, doggy, you got to sit down. There's no sense of you still throwing up a flag or, throwing up a set or, being affiliated with something, man, that is just keeping the cycle going. That's my take on it. I want to know what y'all feel, though, man. I want y'all to get in the comment box. I want y'all to let me know, do y'all feel like these two dudes are needed to speak the truths that a lot of us won't speak? Or do you feel like what they do is a clown show and can't be respected, and we need to get some real leaders? And that's another thing, too, I'm going to close out and say, right? It's because we don't have no respected leaders that these two are able to get the attention and get the voice and get the message out. If we had the Malcolm X's and these revolutionaries that we were trying, that we birthed back in the day, then none of this stuff would even be relevant, right? So that just lets you know where we're at as a people, where now all we do is just worship celebrities, follow trends, and party and bullshit. But I want y'all to get in the comment box, man, and let me know what y'all think. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the notification tab so y'all can tap in every time I drop a video. It's your boy Don Peoples. Deadbolt, gone.